6 Caribbean islands on Trump's secret travel ban list, and why no one's talking about it. Imagine this. You wake up to breaking news. 6 Caribbean nations, nations built on tourism, migration, family ties, and cultural exchange, could soon be banned from stepping foot on U.S. soil. Flights canceled. Visa applications denied. Families separated with no clear answers. While the headlines focus on global wars and election scandals, the Trump administration is moving quietly. But for millions in the Caribbean, this silence feels deafening. According to diplomatic leaks and internal U.S. documents, the following 6 nations are now under review for travel restrictions: Cuba, Haiti, Antigua and Barbuda, Dominica, St. Kitts and Nevis, and Saint Lucia. This push comes under Executive Order 14161, signed in January 2025. The stated goal? Strengthening U.S. national security. But for many it feels like something else entirely: political theater at the expense of Black and Caribbean nations. Cuba, the longtime target that never left the list. Cuba has been in America's crosshairs for over 60 years. From the Cold War to modern-day sanctions, U.S. administrations have used Cuba as a symbol of communist resistance. But under this latest order, Cuba faces something even more aggressive: a total visa freeze. This means Cuban families already split between Havana and U.S. cities like Miami and Tampa could lose their legal pathways to reunite. Even students, medical patients, and artists could find themselves trapped on an island cut off from the United States once again. Despite decades of U.S. pressure, Cuba's government has survived. But this move threatens to deepen the suffering of ordinary Cuban people, not the politicians in power. Human rights groups warn that this will isolate vulnerable families, not deliver political change. Haiti, the permanent scapegoat of U.S. immigration policy. Once again, Haiti finds itself on America's list. And once again, critics say the reasons have nothing to do with terrorism or security. Haiti has long been painted as a problem country in U.S. immigration politics. From temporary protected status battles to deportation threats, Haitian nationals have faced ongoing legal uncertainty for decades. Now, under Executive Order 14161, Haiti could face new visa restrictions. The U.S. claims Haiti's government is unable to provide adequate identity verification or security data. But advocates argue this is just a convenient excuse to block Haitian migrants fleeing poverty, gang violence, and political collapse. Thousands of Haitian American families fear they may never be reunited with loved ones left behind. Students and workers fear losing their legal status. And Haiti's economy, already dependent on billions in U.S. remittances, could be devastated if families are cut off from sending support. Antigua and Barbuda, punished for selling passports. Antigua and Barbuda is best known as a luxury tourist destination. But behind the resorts lies an economy that depends on one controversial program: Citizenship by Investment, CBI. This program allows wealthy foreigners to purchase Antiguan citizenship in exchange for investing in the island's economy. The U.S. claims this opens the door for security threats, arguing that passport sales make it harder to track who is entering the country. Antigua's government denies these claims, arguing that their program is strictly regulated and essential to their survival. They accuse the U.S. of bullying small nations while ignoring similar investment programs in Europe and the Middle East. If banned, Antigua's tourism industry, international business ties, and diaspora connections in the U.S. would all be at risk. Dominica, small island, big consequences. Like Antigua, Dominica operates a citizenship by investment program that has drawn U.S. criticism. Dominica has rebuilt itself after devastating hurricanes and economic challenges by offering passports to wealthy investors. The U.S. alleges this makes it a security loophole, but Dominica insists that its screening processes meet international standards. For Dominica, a U.S. travel ban would be catastrophic. The island depends heavily on tourism, trade, and family ties with the United States. Cutting off travel would not only devastate its economy, but also isolate its people from critical education, healthcare, and business opportunities. St. Kitts and Nevis, the original passport for sale model. St. Kitts and Nevis pioneered the modern citizenship by investment industry. For decades, it has sold passports to attract foreign capital, rebuilding after economic crises and natural disasters. The U.S. sees this program as a risk, placing St. Kitts and Nevis squarely on the review list. Yet the island's leaders argue that they have tightened security measures and work closely with international partners to vet all applicants. If banned, St. Kitts and Nevis would lose a major share of its tourism and investment revenue, pushing one of the Caribbean's smallest nations closer to economic collapse. Saint Lucia. A growing target in the U.S. crosshairs, Saint Lucia, another island offering citizenship through investment, now faces the same scrutiny. Its leaders have warned that U.S. accusations are based on outdated information and ignore the strict reforms they've implemented. But under Trump's executive order, Saint Lucia could be next in line for visa suspensions. A travel ban would cripple Saint Lucia's tourism industry and cut off its citizens from the U.S. education system, business market, and healthcare providers. The economic and human cost. If the U.S. moves forward with these bans, the ripple effect will be massive. Tourism dollars will disappear. Families will be torn apart. Students will lose access to education. Medical patients will lose critical treatment options. Entire economies could collapse under the weight of U.S. restrictions. And yet most Americans will never hear about it. This policy isn't making front-page headlines. It's being carried out quietly, leaving Caribbean communities to scramble for answers. Who's next? Diplomatic insiders warn that other Caribbean nations may soon find themselves under review. Jamaica, Trinidad and Tobago, and Barbados are already watching closely, concerned that they could be next. What started with 6 small nations could grow into a much larger campaign, one that reshapes U.S.-Caribbean relations for generations to come. Scope News tells the truth. Here are the facts. This report is based on analysis of Executive Order 14161, diplomatic communications reviewed by regional media, reporting from The Guardian, Reuters, Travel Noir, and Caribbean government statements. We also reviewed economic assessment from the Caribbean Council and long-standing research on citizenship by investment programs. Public reactions from diaspora communities in the United States further informed our coverage. Legal disclaimer. Scope News provides this report for informational, educational, and entertainment purposes only. All analysis and commentary are based on publicly available data and expert interpretation. This content does not constitute legal or immigration advice. Viewer discretion is advised. Scope News does not encourage or discourage travel, investment, or policy action based on this report. We urge readers to verify facts with official government sources and consult professional advisors before making personal or business decisions. Scope News does not endorse or oppose any government, nation, or policy mentioned in this report.